We're trying to take advantage of the bye week, get a little better as a team, and then head on the road and see if we can continue playing good basketball on the road. We're 4-1 on the road in the Mountain West this season, and we'll have an opportunity against Colorado State and San Jose to improve on that. So we'll be ready to go against the team we're tied with in the standings against Colorado State on Saturday, and it'll be a real test for us.
Are players motivated by the fact that you're tied with this team? Does that give the game any more meaning?
I'm not sure the players know who we're tied with. The coaches know. That's all that's important. So every game's important. You watch these Mountain West games. They're all close. Utah State at Wyoming the day after we played Wyoming, played them a 4-point game without their best player. And so getting a road win is hard for anybody, and we'll be challenged to do it, but we'll be ready for the task.
Coach Olsen, your thoughts on Miles being top 10 finalist for the Julius Erving Award?
It's kind of nice. Last year, Jaden Ledee won the Carl Malone Award, and to have Miles up for the Dr. J Award is very cool. And it's because we're winning. It's because of the program we have here and the players we have here. So I'm proud of each and every one of them.
Ask the players about this. Your record in February obviously is incredible. Why do you think that is? And you know, every team strives to get better throughout the season, but you guys seem to do it better than anyone else.
I talked to him yesterday that sometimes I speak it into existence. And Coach Fisher did the same thing. Tell him we get better as the season goes on. We get better as the season goes on. But unless you work, my words are going to be hollow. So you have to put the work in and believe we're getting better. So that's the message we've always delivered here, that we get better as the season goes on. And now that's the challenge for this team, to put the work in to make it happen.
One of these metric gurus sent me a metric today that shows you guys as one of the top 5 teams in the country in playing up to its competition. I don't know how they compute that. Is that just you?
I mean, when we beat Houston, then you say, wow, that's playing up to competition, or Creighton. And then, you know, we've had close games, and we've won close games. And our defense is obviously ahead of our offense. We're a top 10 defense. So when you win close games with your defense and you're not scoring as many points, as your offense has to get better. So every team has a different formula. So sometimes these metrical point spreads are, I don't know where they pull them out of the air, but we win with our defense. And so we might tend to have more close games than some of these teams that can get rolling offensively. And we've done that offensively. We went on a 20-0 run. We went on an 18-0 run. And so it's hard to figure out where the metrics land and where your play lands. And so all I'm trying to do as a coach is get us to play better. And if our numbers go up because of that, that's a bonus.
As a coach, are you more comfortable this season playing against a pretty good opponent, an upper-tier opponent, than against a team that you're supposed to beat pretty easily?
You know, I always say the standard is we're playing against ourselves at the end of the day. We have to play to our standard. So whoever we play, if we play to our standard, I like our chances. It's the same thing I said to the team that made the national championship game. If we play as good as we're supposed to play and someone beats us, we'll tip our hat to them. So the key to any team is play into your standard, your abilities, and we have to do that this year. We have to continue to play to our ability, to our standard, and if we do that, the rest will take care of itself.
Coach, real quick about B.J. Davis and his strength as a defender, put him on the top scorer on the team, and him being kind of a shutdown corner. Talk a little bit about what he brings.
Yeah, I know BJ gets frustrated when he misses shots, but, you know, he had to guard Dent. You know, he guarded the player from Wyoming, the second leading scorer in the league. He gets the best guy on the other team, and he's done a good job of that, pressuring him. So at some level, you get frustrated when that guy scores, but BJ makes it hard. Every basket they get is hard-earned, and you know, so I'm really pleased with how BJ's grown as a young defender. As just a sophomore, the guys we make him guard, he's done a magnificent job.
How did you use the bye week?
We took 2 days off. We took Sunday and Monday off to rest them a little bit. We added a few things. We worked on some fundamental things we have to get better at the defensive end. And now we'll see where that all lands as we move into our next 2 road games. Obviously, Colorado State will be an important game. We're tied with them in the standings, and that atmosphere is always great at Moby. And then we'll stay on the road, which we haven't done this year. We found a way back, but we're going to head to San Jose as much because it's not at altitude. I don't want to stay 2 games at altitude. We'll get back to sea level. And because both games are so late, I thought we'd stay on the road. We play 8 o'clock Colorado time on Saturday, and it's tough to get back that night with that late a start. So I thought we'd just go to San Jose, watch the Super Bowl as a team together, and then get ready to play on Tuesday.
Usually you don't give them back-to-back off days during the season. What was the thinking behind that?
Just physically rest them a little bit, and then mentally to get away from us, you know. And I was even tempted to give them one more day off, but we're not going as long to practice. We're going a little lighter, and then we go against scout team, so they're going every other rep. I'm just concerned with legs and being mentally and physically fresh down the stretch, these last 9 games of conference. And it's a grind. We're playing 2 more conference games, we all know, this year. And no matter what you say, that's always harder. The more conference games you play, the harder it is on you as a coach and them as a team.
In terms of staying on the road, you guys haven't done that very much. I know Leon did it last year at Boise, and they lost both games and said, we'll never do that again. Are there risks in doing that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we've been a pretty good road team at 4-1 in the conference. So, like I said, if we were going opposite, if we were playing San Jose first and then going to Colorado State, we wouldn't have done it because then we'd have spent 3 or 4 days at altitude. And because we're playing at altitude and then coming back to California, I thought it was a chance that we might be prepared well by just getting back to sea level and having them with us for 2 days. So we'll see if it pays off or not. It's, you know, it's not typical, but the late starts have something to do with it too. If we'd have played an earlier game on Saturday where we could get back, but playing at 8 at night their time just pushes everything to the point where you get back to town, but it's 2 or 3 in the morning, and I don't know if that's good or bad for us.
Coach, I know I asked you last week, but I got to see Tay Simmons and chat with him, see him play last Friday night. What was it that attracted you to him as a player?
Just his toughness, his physicality, his ability to probably play immediately as a freshman because he's so big and strong. He's a really good rebounder, which we're not doing a great job of this year. And he's a student. He's a great kid, and he's a great student. He's a great person. So he's the kind of kid that you want in your program, that develop in your program and become real leaders as they get older into their junior, senior years. I think he's capable of all those things.
I thought he reminded me his leaping abilities of Keyshawn Johnson. Is that a fair analysis of his leaping abilities?
Yeah, he's very athletic. I mean, he dunks everything around the rim, and at 6'6", I think he's still growing. He might have another inch in him, 6'7", and I think he can play a small forward or a power forward. He's one of those guys that can transition from those 2 positions, and they're hard to find.